Hey, Crunk Chocolate here, and we got a treat for you, Shady Gang. Well, let me say, when I have a treat for you, it's more like for fans of football and wrestling. We're combining things, we're getting real weird. This is like evergreen territory. I love it. The wrestling, I don't mean like the Greco-Roman mat stuff. I like WWE, WCW, NXT, those teams. I mean, there are other brands. I'm not too aware of those other brands, so I'm not going to try to get outside my zone. I'm not getting too crazy or obscure. For people who are just like, "What's going on?" Just listen. You'll have a good time. Trust me. What we're doing is a comp episode, likes for likes. Our show first did something like this early in our first season. It was Premier League teams as NFL teams, and then my brain just kind of got crazy. It's like, how many different versions of these can we do? And I have a few other Wrestling City combination ideas going on. So be prepared for more odd content like this. If you don't like it, I'm going to have a little graphic for it, specifically for these type of things. So if it's not for you, keep them open. But if it is for you, oh, you're just going to be in like heaven right now. There are going to be the few out here who are just like, yes, this is my thing. And I am not doing this by myself. I wouldn't do that to you guys. But also, none of my co-bros are fans of what goes on in the squared circle. So I had to bring in a fellow citizen, a most dope individual who has his own NXT podcast, Draped in Gold.
Yeah.
I had him on this summer on Represent. He has one of the most brilliant City fan origin stories I've ever heard, but that's also because is totally in my brand. Shady Gang, you know the vibes. Give it up for the homie Flobo Boyce, aka.
Oh man, hold on. The Shady Gang, that's a dope name for a fan base. What's up, Shady Gang? Thanks for having me out here. We're gonna have a good time today.
Yes. Oh my goodness. How's it going, sir?
Yo, I can't complain, man. It's this year's been pretty good to me. Being able to see so many wrestling shows. I was able to see City live. It's just been a good year. You know what I mean? Want to finish strong.
Let's go. Quick admin things before we get started. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to tap the thumbs up, like the video, leave a comment of your own City Player WWE comp. You don't even have to be a City fan to leave a comment. Maybe you're just listening because you love wrestling and footy, period. Let us know a comp for the club you support. If you're consuming this through a podcasting app, rate, review, Shades of Blue. 5 stars are what's the point.
Well, can I say one more thing, though? You can support other clubs nationwide, worldwide, but if you don't got a team in the Premier League and you're kind of on the fence, drop a like and then think about City. I'm just putting it out there. You got to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying?
We're open arms. Open arms. Like, especially for wrestling people who were just on YouTube and they somehow got to this. Hi, hello, what's up? Welcome. There is a team in Manchester City that is welcoming you. And the great thing is, we win a lot, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's a great thing. Oh man, all the old school City fans listening right now are just like, no, don't touch us.
Right. We were in the third tier, mate. The third tier.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you haven't realized, if you're listening, this is going to be chaotic, but there's going to be some control in this. The way I picked these players, we are discussing, they is the top 10 minutes played last season, and they currently still play for the side. So no Mahrez, no Gundogan, no Laporte.
Dang. What about Nasri? What about Edwards? Y'all already.
Like, that could be a fun little crossover, like do the legends and only as WWE legends. Like, man, there's a whole weird little universe that we have opened up. But what I do want to know before we get into everything, the way that I want to do this is we can go back and forth like a snake style type of. So I'll have you go first, so you'll go first, and then I'll go. And then I'll go again, and then you go.
Okay.
So I feel like we'll just say who our comp is, and we'll chat it out. We'll figure it out. This is the first one. I don't really care too much.
So going into this, I had to
um,
ask you. I was like, okay, I compare Man City players to wrestlers. I was like, was the women's division okay? Was NXT okay? Was AEW okay? You were like, have at it. You're just like, whatever you want.
yes.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm in it for that. For one to push it, I tried to get, I guess, as crazy as I could. I threw because I added in an extra. Hey, for anyone not on this list, who is it? Mine is Baby Blue Daddy. I picked a Man City Woman person for to get some of that uh, women's wrestling in there to represent a little. Yeah, this is. I mean, with this being as out there as it is, I felt like I couldn't really put expectations on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do expectations. Yeah.
No, you're just like, let's just try it out and see what
Let's
happens.
go.
Yeah, so first is Rodri. So I would like to hear you, and you can start off with him.
Well, I thought about the strong style moves with occasional acrobatics, and I was like, so it only could be one. It could be the big strong boy, Tyler Bate, is Rodri. What's up? Big strong boy.
That's actually brilliant because his whole thing is like, yeah, I'm a big strong boy, I'm cute, I'm clean, and that was my kind of struggle with who I wanted to pick because I was just like, who gives me that tucked in Jersey feel? And I couldn't necessarily think of someone. So Tyler Bates, I really like. He's growing on me. Everyone is
Growing.
like people are very big on the man, and I understand he's a big strong boy, and even in that, like jokes at his height. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm 6'4". I see him and I'm like,
Look.
what's he gonna do when he gets in WWE? Are they gonna bring cruiserweights back? I feel like they need to do that.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'll say this, man. I'm a big NXT fan, but and
Yes.
as a wrestling fan, lifelong wrestling, sometimes you get kind of bored. Sometimes you get jaded. The people won't tell you this, but wrestling is made to you to drop off for some months to come back on. The match
Hmm.
Tyler Bate had with the artist formerly known as Walter at Takeover Cardiff, I think it was on NXT UK, brought me back in. That's one of the best matches I've seen in my entire life. And Walter is what, 6'3", 6'4",
Yeah.
300 pounds at the time. He's 300 pounds. That right
Yes, he
there,
was a big boy.
yeah, that right there is the one that got me into it. And Rogers too. Like Rogers, the guy you see him, you're like, okay, whatever. But how many times you think about a win from Man City? Go, well, that was a dope pass from Rodri. Rodri did set a guy up. That cross is pretty dope from Rodri.
And that is exactly why the person that I picked, with Rodri, you understand that he's a cool, boring dude, but you really don't know much about him. There is kind of like this air of mystery about him. He doesn't. To people, either he's overrated. To some people, he's like not rated at all, and that is why I picked Ultimo Dragon.
Oh,
The dude
whoa.
on it every single time. With Rodri, he never misses. Ultimo Dragon, I mean, obviously that was more, I don't want to say a flash in the pan, but he doesn't have the storied career, I guess. But he's someone that I feel like at a certain age and a certain fan that you're just like Ultimo Dragon. Oh my god, the people who want to talk about him want to talk about him. So the people who really fuck with Rodri, they will be like, man, Rodri, he does this, like this, and this, and we talking about the way that he metronome and like the people who stand him, but the people who are just like, the people needed to appreciate what he did, but I feel like they helped revolutionize. They added actual more flash than maybe was expected from the position.
Okay, I'm not wrong with that. I'm kind of sweating bullets because I have more current roster on this list, but okay, it ain't wrong. It ain't wrong.
Hey, honestly, I feel like you doing Tyler Bates and me doing Ultimate Dragon, we have now hit everybody. We've got the new wrestling fans, we got the old wrestling fans, we got people. Yeah, so I feel like we're doing great.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is fantastic. All right, so the next is Ederson.
Your
Uh,
boy.
yes, and I also had to pick my boy, Randy Orton. And
Really?
the reason why I picked Randy Orton is because both had early signs when they went to the big leagues. Ederson with City and Randy Orton getting called up. people question maybe was it too soon? Were they doing too much? Kind of given a lot early and maybe struggled. Ederson isn't, well, he isn't known now. He's a good stay-at-home kid, but man used to party, he used to rage. He never really like lost his spot, but he seems to be getting better with age. That is what I'm saying. He's just aging like fine wine, and that is what I mean, other than the injuries.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he just seems to have gotten better with his age. Fans love him, and just tatted, just cool tats.
So, well, except for the tap part, I was going to say I agree with the rationale. I agree with the longevity. I agree with when he first came in, there was some doubts. I think I doubted him on your own podcast. But when it comes down to it, he's one of the most reliable people. Always gives you what you ask for. But because of that, I had him down as the Miz. But Randy Orton works too. I did. Everyone hated the Miz, said he was too safe, he wasn't really athletic or whatever. But over time, he delivered. Over time, you want to have a new star. Every time you change the shape of the top outfield players, Edison was in the back, always being the constant since 2017. That stuff matters, and that's why I picked Miz for Edison for sure.
Whoa. I'd be great with this idea. This is out of the park. And I love this. This is so great.
This man said, "Hold up, I'm a genius." You hear this? You right.
Since you call yourself on the back, I mean, that is a good idea. I probably should do that.
Lord, man. But I agree with you. Everything you said is right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the Miz. That's solid, and I think Miz is getting a lot more respect now, and he's all into his character. I love the man. I love the man.
Awesome.
All right. And Halan.
I mean, there's no one that looks like Holland, man, because he has a very unique face.
No.
That's
Mm-hmm.
and we'll leave it at
Yes.
that. But you think about somebody who was good young, who was good in one club in another league, but has transcended, becoming even better than the highest of lofty expectations for a young buck in his position. They look nothing alike, but my pick for Holland is Carmelo Hayes. Talk about Christian Casanova, the independent circuit. Talked about the NXT roster with Move 2.0. And this just weekend at No Mercy, this guy is hitting banger after banger after banger.
Whoa. I love that. And Halan, very rarely, he don't miss.
You don't miss.
Dang. So, okay, I picked someone who is physically domineering, has an accent, pretty dominant early into their career, started across the pond and then went to, a bigger space. He is now currently the heavyweight intercontinental champion of the world, Gunther. And it's just because, sure, you know what he does, but what he does is just perfect every single time. You can't stop it. You think he's down, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a goal. Only need like this bit of space. All Gunther needs is a little bit of space. The slap, flip, boom, pin, it's over. And then the promise. There's just so much. I am a huge fan of Gunther.
Dude, how cool.
And I could see him. Yeah, you go.
How cool would it be if he had like a what's his name, Ludwig Kaiser, being like, "Please welcome Holland." It's like pump him up for every game, dude. That's sick.
Dude, man, you imagine Halan walking out to their music? Like, it's pretty intense music. I love that. You just, that would be so nice.
I mean, for the past 4 years, Walter has not missed, so it totally makes sense. Every match has been at least 4 stars, if not 5. So, yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, the next person, Manuel Akanji.
You're going to be like, who?
Give us a little some worst case.
So I'm looking at my list now. Even though I asked you all those questions, I kept everything in WWE NXT. But I thought about it. Like, Akanji is somebody who's like an enigma, right? He's strong.
Yes.
He's flexible. And if you guys don't notice, he is like a wizard at math. So
Yes.
I got to give it to Axiom, man. The man comes out to formulas when he walks out down to the ring. The golden ratio is his finishing maneuver. You know, I'm going to go with Axiom for Kanji.
And I couldn't have picked a more complete opposite. And him going old school.
Okay.
I'm picking Vader.
Wow, Vader? It's Vader time.
Vader.
Okay.
Because big, domineering, surprisingly athletic, agile, menacing in the like Vader was his whole thing was scary intimidation. Akanji on the pitch, super intense, but off the pitch, they're both big family people. Vader was on a bloody Boy Meets World doing a after school episode about bullying. And Akanji, all of his photos in his Instagram has his son or his wife, and is just the I just like how that's how those personas match. Honestly, Akanji was the hardest person to pick because of that fact that he is like so tough, like you said, strong, all those things on the pitch, but off the pitch, he's really just like a chill dude who is now starting to dress very well.
We gotta drop these lineups because I'm like, why is the most smallest guy in one roster and the biggest guy in one roster?
Send to me on the graphics for him and everything. This is great. It's gonna break people's brain. I'm gonna have fun clipping this up. Or this is gonna be great. This is great. What? No one makes any sense. Like, yeah.
That's the point.
Duh, we're comparing soccer players to wrestlers. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Who want like relax, people?
They never do though.
Right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Kevin De Bruyne is the next, and it actually pains me to say this. I am picking the greatest of all time, John Cena.
What? Wait, why does it pain you to say that? He's the greatest of all time.
I'm not really the biggest fan of John Cena.
But Michael Cole just said it last week.
And it's respect to him. Like, I get it. He has become like synonymous with wrestling, and really KDB is synonymous with football. And people can try to say he's not, but footballers do the whole KDB thing. He helps change the whole style. I mean, KDB, now that he's older, he's starting to become a little edgy, and that's what I guess John Cena is calling what he's doing right now, is being edgy. They're just good at what they do.
So you and I got a similar thought process, because I was like, one of the greatest of all time was kind of like hard. It took a long time to come to the club, but once you're in the club, you became really the face of the system. And even though people try to compare De Bruyne to everyone else under the sun, he's kind of uniquely his. And so the reason why I said the linchpin of the card can be very low profile when need be, but can turn it on when needed. Unfortunately, had some late period injuries that have probably put them off the card more than they want to. I gotta say that Kevin has to be the phenomenal AJ Styles. They don't want none. They don't want none. They don't want none. Yeah, but very similar things. I mean, the guy's been there for years, man. Just making sure it happens. The face that runs the place.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, and the phenomenal forearm from a long distance attack, KDB with his long passes. Okay, I see it. I see it.
Oh man, Bloodline's getting stale. Throw AJ out there. Like they know who he can do. They know what he can do.
Bloodline is kind of. We don't know what we're doing with Jimmy. What are we doing with Jimmy?
Yo, AJ, you up?
Oh, okay. So next is Jack Grealish. I am actually very intrigued to your comp for this.
Okay, so we all know Jack Grealish is good. We all know he's great. We know he's amazing. But what really made me think about Jack Grealish, a person, is when they won the treble and he was just partying out in the streets. Or they won the Premier League table. He was out there partying in the streets, having a good time. Either you love him or hate him. He's a lad. Got to give it to the man, Grayson Waller.
I thought about that. Dun, 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 dun. I definitely thought about Grace Smaller, and that's a solid. It holds up too because young, flashy, pretty dude, like, living his life, doing his thing.
Yeah, probably tans. I see you, Jack. I see you.
You live in Manchester. How do you beat
Yeah,
that fan
that's
up?
what I'm saying.
Makes sense, Jack.
Think you slick.
Oh god. Oh, I lost my spot. Where did my spot go? Oh, okay. Yeah, Jack Grealish. I forgot who I picked for him for a moment. Okay, like you said, people love this person. They feel that his shtick is old. They feel like he's doing things that is just copying predecessors. He's beautiful but hot. People cheer. People love to boo him, but mostly people just love to cheer him. They love everything he does. Uh, this person's a lot older, but I just love the way that he kind of came into it, and everyone is just like, well, we love him. He feels like a rock star. No, hey, Nate,
Whoa,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so LA Knight. That's actually someone that didn't make my list at all. So I love the fact that you guys live an LA Knight appearance there. I used to,
Yeah, because everybody says LA Knight, Rock, Stone Cold mesh up, and he's when Jack Grealish was coming up and doing his thing, everyone was like, he just wants to be like a baby Beckham, and he's just trying to do all that stuff.
yeah.
Uh, and yeah, most people love to cheer him. Most people cheer him, and then even the people who are booing him, they're still booing him from a place of like, I want to be like him, or I wish I low key dated someone that looks like him. They're it's all from a place of jealousy, and so all the people who hate LA Knight, they just hate that he's being uplifted and he's being loved while stealing someone else's supposed stick,
Dude,
or supposedly stealing someone's
I
stick.
love how we like similar rationale, but we end up going like, it's like, yeah, he's strong, great, but you got Vader and LA Knight on your side, bro. A lot of beef. A lot of beef on this field, bro.
What can I say? Who's the playing gang over here?
Big meaty
Sizable
man.
people. Well, and it's funny too because I get a few of the smaller people when we get down at the bottom. Okay, Ruben Diaz, Big Daddy Diaz.
Okay, who do you got?
So when I think about Ruben Diaz, I think who he is basically our last line of defense. He is the boss. And if at any level, if you think you're going to score on this, you have to go through him. Intimidating. Uh, Technically, he's clean. Like he has a clean look, but something about him is tough. He's also very muscular. People love him. But in the end, he is unstoppable. He's going to knock you over. He's going to block everything. He can take everything you're going to bring, and he's going to finish you. And also, his move could potentially be legal in football if you throw it a certain way.
Now I know
My
we got
person
different people.
is, I know. My person is Goldberg.
Go, okay. Goldberg. Now, if Ruben Diaz has had his own Pyro Man with the chant, that'd be great. Ruben, Ruben.
Ruben. Like, you can imagine walking through some sparks and blowing smoke out of his mouth. And
whole team is
like,
already
that's
on the
basically
pitch.
his
They're
energy.
like, "Where's Ruben at? I'm doing my entrance, y'all." So I was with you 80% of the way. I think when I realized he was like, "Oh, do you have the same person?" I think we have the same person. These are the move. I was like, "This move should be illegal." So I was thinking strong. The wall before the wall. You have to go through him. He makes it difficult, but his finisher is the Samoan spike. Solo Sokoa is my Ruben Diaz. Solo, save Jimmy. Solo, save Jimmy.
I just love that. I feel like there were a couple people who said the Samoan spike, like it wasn't scary. It didn't seem damaging. I was like, he literally throws his thumb into your throat. What are you talking about? That
Right.
could legitimately kill you. Like,
Right.
obviously it's kayfabe, but like, you know, if it's sharp, like stung you, just break a throat, like you talking through a voice box for the rest of your life. Like, there are easy ways to sell that. Like,
I don't know if it
it
is
just
legal
bugged
or
me
not.
out.
I don't think it has been legal for so long, but the rest is like, okay, he's knocked out. Dope. Yeah.
I don't need to end the match. Uh, wait, this one's is it? It's supposed to be an illegal move.
I'm not so sure because he hasn't had a real match in forever. When Umaga did it, it was legal.
That is true.
But Solo does it like in the backstage area. So I don't.
That is. He does. He really doesn't do it in a match. That is very true. Dang. Well, look, that is, I guess, the thing about wrestling, where there's a lot of like technicalities, false finish. There are ways to save people and things and stuff like
Right.
that. Protected moves, where I'm just like, I can't keep up with all this stuff that makes my brain hurt.
Right.
But I'm trying. I'm trying. Who's yours? Who did you say? Did you
Solo,
go?
add Solo for Ruben Diaz. Add Solo.
We
Yeah.
were just talking about him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Solo.
My bad.
But I'm up right. Number 8. We're doing. All
Yes.
right. So then
Actually, I want to derail this because I want to talk about the bloodline.
okay.
What's going on with the bloodline? How do you see this going? Is because the Rock popped up and then hasn't been heard a whisper for like 2 weeks.
The Rock shows up for a random season premiere. The bloodline is on fumes. We know this, but the problem with it is two things. I think there's two things that are hurting against it. One, everyone wants a big match to happen at a pay per view, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, or WrestleMania. That means you got to stretch out all these SmackDowns. With the last 2 weeks are the same thing back to back. And two, like I tell everyone else, if this were a movie, if this was like Sons of Anarchy or Goodfellas, there's always a scene of you seeing the actual crimes that the family does or whatever. But the bloodline is always just, you're the tribal chief of us. And so we don't see Roman. We go, there's nothing else to hold us on to. Like Jimmy can't do it himself. Solo can't do it himself. Jay can't do it himself. So we're kind of left going, yeah, the story is still Roman with the title. Yeah, Jimmy and Jay are split. Cool. Side quest city. But then if they're side questing, who are you getting the backfill their bloodline? Where's Roman? Where's it go from here? So it's not done. It's just on fumes, I think.
So you agree? So is it Rock versus Roman, or
If
is
I
that
had it my
the
way, I would have Roman drop the title to his next challenger, maybe Cody, for example, and then give us Rock Roman, but then have that as tribal combat away from the title. Because if the Rock is in a title match, you don't want the Rock to win at 52. Like, what are you going to do with the Rock at
right?
52? If Roman wins it again at
And he's not
WrestleMania,
getting pinned the next match. Yeah,
yeah,
he's not getting.
and Rock doesn't lose matches, not even on screen. But if Roman beats the Rock, you're like, oh, he beat the Rock. Okay. So I would have Roman lose to Cody, get his heat back with Dwayne, and then have Dwayne go off and do a separate thing.
I love it. All right. Sorry. Well, let's get back on the rails that I derailed. You're up, sir. Nathan Ake.
Nathan Ake. So this is actually the hardest one for me. Like just going through, trying to figure out. I'm like, I was like, well, sometimes he's written off, but he contributes. My man is lanky. He's got some limbs. he's all legs and fingers and elbows and stuff. So I had to do one person. Who's the most lankiest person that makes you go, how are you doing that stuff? And it has to be the artist, Shinsuke Nakamura. Come on.
Whoa. I love that.
Come on.
I love what they're doing with him right now. Honestly,
Yeah, finally.
like I want him to win. I do not. And Seth Rollins is from my little city. Like,
He's from Davenport, Iowa?
yeah. Well, no, like surprise, but I see him at least 4 times a year because we go to the same coffee shop.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So him and Becky will literally just be hanging out in there,
Wow.
like
Yo,
just
Shinsuke,
sitting on a couch.
Seth, Shinsuke says you stale.
You know, I acknowledged him once. The first time I saw him in there, I just went up to him. I was like, "Look, I'm not being weird. I just because it was right before he like really stopped using Twitter for a little bit. It was he was going into he was talking to shit like he always does,
Yeah.
and he was getting a lot of beef. And I was just like, "Hey, yo, I just want to let you know, I like what you're doing. Keep talking your stuff. You're the man. That's all.
But now you're
High
tired of
pay."
him. Now you want Sisuke to be the man.
I just really love what they're doing with Shinsuke. And if he loses, you know they're going to send Shinsuke off. Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins, so he can pop up again and make people sing and all that other stuff. He will be fine. I worry about Shinsuke.
I don't. I think he's a done product, man. He's like the Cesaro of his time.
Taking it, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
his whole
he
thing.
should have. He
But
should
I
have
feel like
beat.
if someone's gonna be on, at least have their story be good.
True. Shinsuke should have beat AJ years ago for the title. Then that didn't happen. I go, oh, you're just gonna be a guy that we reheat when we need to. You're gonna be the Dolph Ziggler. Rest in peace to his career
Yes,
when we need it. So
shout out.
shout out.
Yeah, Shinsuke is the new Dolph Ziggler,
Yeah.
basically. All right, mine. Again, very similar beginnings. You think about the person is consistent, but when they show because of injury or whatever, but when they show up, bangers, cool person, similar fun hair. This person, I don't think he's that big of a person, so not the lanky thing. I chose Kofi Kingston.
Okay. SOS. You hear them shouting? 11
Yeah,
years, man.
and he's I enjoy him, and when he finally get like he's been fan lauded. I feel like when he was brought to City, yes, he was brought to City to be good and do his thing, but I felt like he just kept his head grinding, and people just were like, "Whoa, this person." Nathan Ake, he's doing really great, and the fans kind of uplifted him, and Pep gave him this chance, and he took advantage of it. Uh, Luckily, he hasn't been his stuff cut short like they did the Kofi Mania and all that
Ooh.
other stuff. But I just the fans really lifted him up when he started getting those starting positions. So that's really what tied me to Kofi and Ake.
It is kind of funny. There's been like what 4 black WWE champions, and 3 of them got stopped by Brock Lesnar. But that's besides the point. But yeah, Kofi Mania was a vibe, man. It was those organic things, much like LA Knight. When the organic swell of people get behind someone, it's like a very beautiful thing about wrestling. So props to him for that.
Man, that is a crazy stat. With a black champion house, do you stop it? The great white hope that is Brock Lesnar.
Big E, Bobby Lashley, Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston.
Man, crazy.
What's that? The Drake meme? A combination. Dude, as a West Indian, that should make me so mad, but I just laugh every time. It's like, what are you doing, Aubrey? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, even Kofi had a fake accent for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I had the pleasure to interview him one time, and I was like, there was not many besides the Puerto Rican wrestlers. There's not many West Indian or Caribbean stars. So it meant a lot to me. But
yeah.
when I learned that you weren't Jamaican, I was upset. He goes, "Yeah, man, but you should have known the accent was terrible." Like he was like, "Yep, I wasn't even trying, man. They told me to do it, and I did it." It's like,
That's what, and he could have done a accurate one, but an accurate accent to the normal American ear wouldn't understand a word he was saying.
Mhm.
So like he had to do that hammy, awful accent. Like I understand the vibes. You do what you got to do, especially in wrestling. The only way to take a character is to embrace it as much as possible, especially if they're giving you that character. Either you make the most of it or you fall away.
absolutely, gotta live the gimmick, baby. Yeah.
I love a good gimmick. I'm a big fan of gimmick. Kyle Walker. Okay. So my person I picked, a legend. He's a spicy guy, saucy guy. Enjoyed his partying. Had his woman problems, very similarly to Carl Walker. But what he brought and what he brings to the sport and can't be duplicated really? I mean, we have someone trying, and we've had people who try. I have the Latin Heat,
Oh,
Eddie
wow.
Guerrero.
Okay, okay. Shout out to Eddie Guerrero, man. That's like the one person that's the most imitated wrestler today. Everyone has a little
Yes.
vibe, and that says a lot. But yeah, man, Eddie, I gotta give him a lot of credit. I will say this: I wasn't the biggest fan of Eddie when he was working, but going back and watching the archives, I was like, oh man, I totally did not really appreciate what he contributed to a team. I think Kyle Walker is very similar, so props to that.
When I was a kid, Eddie Guerrero legitimately was one of my favorite wrestlers.
Oh,
Like
really?
I
Yeah.
just, we like, we see. I know he did so much more, like back in WCW and everything, but it was just cool to see. It was just like, how are they getting away with all of this stuff? And you could tell that he was getting away with so much by doing so little. Like he just sold everything. The crowd was always so behind it. Yeah, I loved it, and a lot of mischief, and everyone was just like, it's just Eddie.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of how I feel about Kyle Walker. He does all these things, and they're just like, it's just Walker. That's just who he is, and it's just like he literally threw a threesome during COVID. He was caught in video like being dumb drunk, filling up women, and his wife was like, "No, we're good. Everyone, chill out." Like it's I don't know. Respect.
You know, if
Respect.
she was a keeper before, she's a keeper now. That's what I'm saying. Hey,
Man, facts.
right,
Ride or die.
writing that down for my next Tinder app. So very similar. I say Kyle Walker is 33 years old. You think he's old and he's done, but he continues to impress and reinvent himself. He's a
Mhm.
powerhouse, captain when needs it. Really can drive the show. So I had him down as the almighty Bobby Lashley.
I like that.
As he as he just
Wow.
dun 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 dun.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm trying to figure out how. I almost put him with Akanji, but I was just like, he's, no.
I mean,
But I like that.
very similar. Didn't Bobby had a thing with the women during COVID? He was hanging out with Bobby's ladies in the VIP lounge.
He was doing his thing, man. And that's what I like about Bobby. They always bring him back as, and it, especially now. I guess early him things weren't fly. It was just like tough wrestler guy, but now he's just a fly dude who's having fun and smacking people around. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Stir it up with Street Profits. Those three.
Oh, I love what they're doing with them, and then especially they can keep them running, slow, do the slow cook thing that they're doing, and stall for 6 months, or keep slowly building in 6 months, and then you add Mellow, and then you add Trick.
Man,
And then
speculate on the show. Kirk Chocolate
I'm just
speculating.
saying,
He's
I'm just saying,
speculating.
I'm future booking because by then Bloodline will be over. By then, I would assume Judgment Day's heat will have been dropped down. You're gonna need to have because he's obviously looking towards trios, just groups in general, and I think that could be a good one because it could be five of them, and you could put them in trios, tag teams, one individual person. You could do so many things with it. It's great. That's what I think that is my like long term planning because this is like a 2 year thing.
Man has Trick Williams in the Hurt Business and MVP is not even in the picture. That is just sad.
Oh no, sorry bye.
Wow, him and
Oh
Omos is
this,
upset.
yeah, right. They're just staring from the outside. Here goes. But
Omos went
no,
to Mania. Come on, let's be real. Where he got beat down by Brock Lesnar. Yo, Brock Lesnar hates black people, bro. Like, wait a minute.
they're living in like Wyoming or something, wherever he's living. Like I don't know. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
oh, okay. So the last is Johnny Stones, Johnny
I can't hit those
Stones.
notes at 4 o'clock in the morning here on the West Coast. So props to you. There's some games I'm like, why are these chants so high? But that's one of them. Uh, Look, I would say John Stones is nobody's favorite in the Man City roster. That's kind of my own little thing. Don't come at me in the chat. But he doesn't get the biggest reactions, but he makes everyone around them better. Dare I say he is the Damian Priest of Man City. Damian Priest is my choice for John Stones. Senor Money in the Bank.
Oh. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And I wonder how Damian Priest, I wonder if he dances. I wonder if he's got some like oddly robotic yet nice dancing moves like John Stones does.
I mean, NXT, Damian Priest was a rock star guy, so I don't think he like twerks or anything, but he is Puerto Rican, so maybe
No.
he got rhythm. I don't know.
The man said twerk.
I don't know. That's what the kids call it. Do they still do the dubs? I have no idea, man. One day you're young boy, next thing you call people tenderonis. That's how old age comes at you, bro. That's it'd be like that. But you're right. He don't got to twerk. He can twerk if he wants to. He's totally within his right to twerk.
If he wants to, just I guess don't record it and put it on wrestling.
Right.
This whole character goes if he twerks on camera.
All rise, Judgment Day. All right, hot shot. What do you got for number 10 then? You're gonna make fun of my twerking Damian Priest.
I'm legitimately especially now that you did that.
Just him and Rhea going at it.
Oh my god. Not going the whole back, but man, I don't know. They might be able to bounce back from it. I don't know. I don't know. That's great. But I now need this in my life. It now needs to happen. So I had one more slot filled for pick one player.
Whoa. Who's the John Stones? Who's the John Stones?
Oh, man, I got ahead of myself. My bad. Chad Gable.
What?
Because
how?
Yes. Surprising, like John Stones. Doesn't sound like you rate John Stones. I rate John Stones a lot. Okay. He's a great player.
I don't rate Chad Gable for the record, but continue.
That comes me out. I actually think he's like, yes, he's hammy, but people really endear that part about him. They enjoy the seemingly genuine, even when he's being awkward and goofy. But when it comes to the sport itself of wrestling, that man's a gamer. Like, he's obviously a natural. He is fantastic, but he never really gets the chance. If it's because his talent isn't there, or he's not the right man at the right time, or injuries, it just seems to stop him. But in the end, everyone is always going to love Chad Gable. In the end, everyone's going to love John Stones.
Do they love someone telling them to shoosh?
Yes, they love that stuff.
I mean, if someone told me to shoosh, I'll be upset. If someone told me, I'm like, don't be shooshing me out here. I'm a grown-ass man.
But I mean, it started when he was a heel shoosh, but now they're faces, so it's like a shoosh.
It's a playful shoosh.
He's telling bad guys to shoosh. He's not telling like the crowd to shoosh anymore. He's telling, yeah.
Look, I've had it out for Chad Gable ever since WWE 2K18, where that was the first match I was in, and he beat me up. So ever since then, I've had it out for him. He had nothing to do with the video game. I was like, Chad Gable, patooey. As you get for cheating.
Well, I was in Chad Gable my first match.
Yo, AI be cheating, bro. AI is cheating.
2K18, like that, whip that out the window from the jump. Like, I'm getting beat by Chad Gable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I should uninstall, bro. That's what I did.
Well, I feel you though. I would have been incredibly offended if that happened in my first match. He was like, "No, this is rigged."
And it was
I know everyone loses in the first game, but not on video games.
Yo, for real, it was like a long-haired, like neon singlet Chad Gable too. Oh, forget it.
Oh gosh. Right. Yeah, no, that is embarrassing. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine.
No, I had one slot, but I actually did two, but I'll do it quickly. One slot for person who isn't on the list to put them on here. So I would like to hear yours.
Just do I do the comparison or just to the person?
Yeah, the comparison,
Okay,
like
okay.
pick the one person not on the list
So
and the
I
comparison.
picked
Yeah.
Phil Foden. Here's somebody that was
Ooh.
so easy to be the face of the club. Not sure how long he's going to be here, but like they put him in ads for like the water movement thing they were doing. Like they were saying he's a boyhood club dream. He's right from Stockport. This guy is here now. The guy is all about legacy. And who was more about legacy than whoa Cody Rhodes about to finish the story up in Manchester? Phil Foden, Cody Rhodes. That was my bonus pick.
Whoa, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
You up?
Man, I think I messed up. That's a good one. Okay, so mine. So I did two. So first is Khadijah Bunny Shaw, and her comp is Bianca Belair. It's obviously both big, physical, domineering people. Uh, well, first off, they both went to the University of Tennessee, so
Oh,
that's
really?
one thing.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what they represent, what Bianca Belair she loves to represent as and uplift Black women. Khadijah at moment single-handedly carrying Jamaica's football federation and being a light for Jamaica in the future of football. And there will be a lot of Jamaican female footballers, even male, who were gonna like. I saw Bunny killing it at the World Cup. I saw Bunny killing it at Manchester City, and I knew that I could potentially play somewhere else. And Bianca Belair will do the same thing. And there's been a nice little revolution that have been coming up, but and they're coming because there's some in NXT and stuff like that. But for a while, Bianca was the only woman with some melanin, if that's the nicest way I could say it.
Yeah.
And at Man City, Bunnies similarly, and they're starting to get
What about
some
was
there.
it
Well,
Sasha before
actually, I guess
Bianca? Or
not
you're
now.
not counting Sasha? Are you just like not counting?
Yes, yeah, but I mean, like right. Well, and now they just made a signing, but Sasha's been gone for a while. She's
Yeah,
been
but
gone for a
Sasha was
while.
first. Like, I mean, Sasha was. I'm not a Sasha fan. I hear what you're saying. I know you're trying to say something else.
They are the black female footballers before Bunny,
True,
but
true, 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 true,
I'm just speaking
true, true,
from
true, true.
like Sasha. Yes, I don't think Sasha. She's an inspiration, but she's an I don't think she wants to be an inspiration to like specifically black female wrestlers. I think she just wants to be like ambiguous. I who also lived in Iowa. Sasha Banks, shout out to
Oh
her.
wow.
She I don't I think she just wants to be known as an amazing wrestler, not an amazing female wrestler. I think sometimes her ego, and rightfully so, because she's amazing. I don't think that links her with Bunny. And at least to me, maybe Bunny is low key like an egotistical person. But and again, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing about Sasha because I love the boss and what it and money or however you say her name.
Monet.
I know it's supposed to be money. Yeah, Monet. Like I love and I respect. She's one of the few wrestlers that I actually do follow on Instagram. I love, trust me, I love me some her.
Yeah.
But I don't think they link for each other. And then the other is Wesley
Okay.
is the wrestler, Rico Lewis, because uh, young, he's been given the chance, he made the most of it. People really are supporting him. I'm I think in this system, he did great. Wesley did great for what he was doing, but there are a lot of question marks of how much more really can he do. Like in your brain, you're like, yes, he could be a great footballer, but I guess I don't entirely see it.
The cardiac kid, Wes Lee, gets some love on the podcast. Respect, bro.
Yes,
Yeah. But I mean, Rico Lewis is
on
kind
his
of
way out.
is a question mark for sure, but he's gonna be great somewhere. I'm not sure it's gonna be in Manchester, but he's gonna be great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and that currently works with Wesley's thing because he left NXT.
Oh,
So it's like,
he leaves every 6 months. He's like, I gotta go find myself. I'm like, bro, again? You gotta find yourself again? Golly.
that's hilarious. So yeah, I'm still very new to NXT, so I'm learning a lot of these people. It's been nice, and now I'm trying to slowly throw AEW in. But 3 shows a week, that's
It's a
a
lot.
lot, bro.
It's a lot. I tune into Collision because I enjoy it more as a fan, but I watch Dynamite to keep myself like in the in game, and I'm like, man, if I wasn't somebody who needed to be up on game, it's very easy to be like next week, next week, next week, and then just
Yeah.
get behind. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, this was it. Did you enjoy yourself? How was this? Was this nice?
It was cool, man. I can't believe you had Vader, man. I did not think you would pull out the Vader card or Ultimo Dragon. I was like, damn. I thought I was the old boy. I'm like older than you, and you pulling out Vader and Ultimo Dragon. No, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, man. Appreciate you.
I got into wrestling young, and then so I was that person who was like wrestling with my cousins, like slamming each other and stuff like that, and had all the games, and Nintendo 64 and stuff like that. But I dropped out once like high school, and then I hopped back in COVID. That 3 months where everybody was shut down and can't do nothing. I was like, sure, I'll go back a whole year wrestling ago and get caught up.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, and I've just been watching ever
What's the
since.
greatest wrestling game of all time? I can tell you it's not 2K18, stupid ass Chad Gable. But
Then either goes to WrestleMania 2000.
okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I really enjoyed that one, or even what was it, SmackDown one on PlayStation. I really enjoyed that one for some reason
That a
because
whole series,
it
yeah.
was yeah, it was so deep, and that was when they first really introduced doing like the episodes every week with timelines and stuff like that. It was my little young gaming brain. I was like, that is not all.
Yeah. WrestleMania is a good
So
one.
so yeah, I guess it's just time.
No
Yeah.
Mercy is
What
my
about you?
No Mercy. I mean, even though the four ways always had slowdown, I didn't really care. No Mercy was like the big one. Day of Reckoning is a good one. The new one, 2K23, is pretty hot because they
Yes.
had the
Yeah.
GM mode or whatever. But I always ask like, what
Hmm.
was your favorite wrestling game? So
Yeah. Especially with No Mercy, I love the beginning where they did the whole they No Mercy gamified the people who were wrestling the promo for it. I was like, oh, this is A1. This is
So I'm
great.
not sure how they did that because either some person sat there and did a pixel per pixel representation, or they went into the game, modded it, and then tried to do custom characters today. Either way, it must have been hours to
It's
put
a lot of
together.
work.
Yeah, so
Yes.
props to them.
Yeah. Check it out because it looked great. Like that. Like I popped so hard for that. I was like, all right, I'm all in for whatever happens today with this. I also don't read too deep into NXT. That I was listening to one NXT review and I had to turn it off because they were just being so like pissy about it. And I was like, bro, these are like this is developmental wrestling. Like why like I get getting deep, that's the whole point and
Mm-hmm.
everything, but there's like levels to it. Come on now. Like
It's a good point you
I
mentioned
don't
that. Like,
know.
I feel like the main shows, so your AEWs, your Impacts, your WWEs, yeah, you could be a little pissy for having a podcast because you can say whatever. But like to me, the appeal of NXT, UK, MLW is that you're on the ride for these people who are new. Like I watch Level Up. I know the wrestling isn't good. It's not supposed to be good. These are people getting on TV for the first time, but to sit there with a drink and being like, okay, that guy's gonna be a star. Okay, that guy's not gonna be.
Yeah.
I tell my friend Jack, we do a podcast together all the time. I go, yeah, I called Thea Hale. I knew Thea Hale was going to be a superstar. Sometimes you get it wrong. You go, oh damn, I thought Cesaro was going to be world champ. but that's kind of the fun, being like, okay, I'm on the Carmelo Hayes. I'm on the ride with him. So
Oh, I thought Mangala when he came to City, I thought he was going to be the man. I almost got his name on the back of a shirt once, but I
whew,
got Laporte instead. Thank goodness.
smart.
Whew. They're like, I mean,
I
I
couldn't
waited some
afford
bit.
jerseys back then, but if I ever wanted one, it would be a company jersey. That's my favorite city play of all time.
So what? So my first 3 or 4 shirts that I have, they'll be to shit because I would buy one because that's all I could afford, and I would wear it every week. I would wash it, then wear it, wash it, wear it, wash it, wear it, wash it, wear it. And I didn't know how to actually wash it. I was just throwing it in and washing it. I wasn't like flipping it inside out or occasionally getting it dry clean, doing any of that
Yeah.
stuff. So letters are off of the things, like, but I still wear them with so much pride. They're stained. I love it because those shirts are the reason I became a City fan. Like that, because once I bought that, I was like, I'm spending $140 that I do not have as a 18, 19-year old.
I
You
don't have that
guys,
now, and I'm hitting 40. $100 for a jersey? Jeez.
I mean, that's okay. And you know how much Manchester?
In this economy, yeah.
All right, so I'm getting my money's worth, and boy, oh boy, did I get my money's worth. I'm still rocking them, and it's crazy seeing people with their kits now, and they're like, "This is my dad's kit from 1970 something, and look at it in pristine." And I'm like, "How does that work?" The truth is, they just haven't worn it in 30 years because they know that it would fall apart the moment you wear it. But
Right.
it's just like that's part of the kit, right? Yes, it looks cool, but I don't know. Kits need to be worn. They need to be there's like life in them. There's experiences, there's memories tied to it. I don't know.
I'm with you to a point. I got a signed JPA jersey I got to get rid of, but only
That makes sense.
only other
Like
jerseys I'll wear.
like yeah, like if it's not signed or game worn, something like that, that makes sense. Like if it's a game worn shirt, obviously you wash it so it doesn't smell. Or you're just real fancy and you get like a real nice vacuum seal to keep all that stench in there. You're like, ooh, open it up, it still smells like Kevin.
That and then some. But I guess you.
Oh my gosh, okay. And that's how I know we gotta get out of here when I start really getting off the rails. Well, thank you guys for all of this. Has been fantastic. I truly want to thank you, Flobo, because I just randomly DM'd you on Twitter X about this random idea, and you were like, sure, I'm down, let's go. So shout out to you, Shady Gang. Show some love once again. Yes, you deserve. Thank you, sir. Well, please plug yourself. Let listeners, Shady Gang, know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on that X at Flobo Boyce and also on that Blue Sky at Flobo Boyce as well. Say what's up. And then every Wednesday, my buddy Jack Farmer and I, we break down NXT, a show called Draped in Gold, but it has a more of a in character. I don't use the K word, but an in character take, much like First Take or Undisputed meets NXT. It's called Draped in Gold. Learn more at drapedingold.com.
Yeah, and I feel like you said that Jack Farmer, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Overall great guy. I very much enjoy him. But you said he's a fan of football too? What club does he root for?
American. He's an American football guy. He's an American football guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Seahawks is his thing. Yeah.
Oh, American. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if he liked football of any sorts.
I'm not sure if he does, man. He's
I'm ready to boo him. Oh,
if you want to boo him, by all means. Liverpool, Tottenham, United. Go ahead. Just boo him anyway. But he's an American football guy.
It's well, shout out to you, everybody. Truly, check out what he does. I enjoy his shows. I enjoy what he does. He's a great follow on social media too, because man stays busy. He's out there. He's doing things.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
And y'all know me, y'all hear me, y'all know how to get a hold of me. You're literally on my show. There's a link to all things Shades of Blue in the show notes. If you're listening now, chances are our weekly episode already dropped. We have our Thursday weekly show at 7 p.m. Central Time, our lit stream, where we bring on 3 guests. Not all of them are City fans, and we just talk stuff, where we just talk football. Honestly, any topic is open. Sometimes we get personal. Sometimes it's just banter and shit. That's what I love about our show. Guests like Flobo has been on. It's been a great time. Then we have our kickoff shows an hour before the game starts. Join us on FanFest Live. We do it for the men and the women. We'll be doing a live show for City Men versus Arsenal. And City Women, they moved the match. And then City Women are on Sunday. They play Chelsea. We are actually doing a live watch along for that match. Uh,
Dang.
Once a month, we're going to be doing live watch alongs. I think we're actually going to try to do one a month for the men and the women.
Okay.
So this month we're doing Chelsea women and the Manchester Derby. We'll be doing.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be bringing on the homie Nichols Lorian. Chris Nichols will be on, and hopefully we'll have some more Chelsea guests. So it'll be nice and heated in there because this is going to be a crazy match. It's the bottom. Oh, I want us to win, even if we don't win the league. I just want to beat Chelsea.
So do you while is it like live, like a watch along situation, or do you do before stuff or after
So
stuff?
basically, so the kickoff shows are an hour before, but the live watch-alongs we go live 30 minutes before to talk about the lineup and everything, but we stay live the entire match. So the idea is you turn on the match, you turn off the volume, and you turn on our thing, and you just listen to us and chat with us in the chat room.
Yo, props on that, man. Someone's asking me if I can go live 10, 20 hours a month. I'm like, I don't know how I do it, but you're making it look easy.
I just do it. I just do it. I also work from home, so it's kind of easier for me. I'm not the one going out flying, doing things for baseballs and wrestlings
Not
and
for the
all these other
baseballs
things
itself.
for baseball.
No, but I hear you, bro. I respect that. Yeah, no, but soon, man. Soon, it's soon coming. Soon come.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, well, you know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.